your grace. I'm going to go back to the news for a little bit, and then I'll go continue to talk about sort of tab idea, even though tab is a horrible name. Tabitha might be okay, but I'm only going to read the news that I'm interested in. I'm not going to read every single story. Either I'm interested in it or it has something to do with, I guess we're going to have to call it Tabitha because tab is just too stupid. Even though I think everybody really does need to take a break. Effective immediately, it's illegal to consume hard drugs in public in BC. Curious to see if they enforce that or not. Phonetic alphabet. Maybe we will talk to whales one day. Grace. Being in two places at once can make a quantum battery charge faster. The Brunswick man writes children's book about harsh realities of drug addiction. So that's the guy I want. Perfect example. He's willing to share a story. And able to do it at a children's level. Betty Frank. Maybe a few adults would enjoy reading that. Just looking at it from a different perspective. Just my opinion. Framework to detect hallucinations in the text generated by LLMs. One thing I will say about Tabitha is I plan on stealing every good idea I can find anywhere. I'll give credit where credit's due, or even over credit. But I'm taking the idea, modifying it, and implementing it. A good example is the podcast from a couple of days ago, talking about truly something woman. I could just check right now, but it doesn't matter. Basically everything in that article, I think, or work is a good starting point for like a I don't like the word or the concept Bill of Rights, but in a sense it's kind of what it sounded like and what I think it could be. Basically, you're asking for help, but you have a whole lot of rights, which is basically the opposite of it is right now. If you ask for help, you lose all your rights. Temporarily. But you shouldn't have to. Nanoscale vision implant promises new hope for blindness. I should know better than to come at this time of day, but whatever. Sun fires massive solar flares directly at Earth. Australia, Japan, and China witness radio blackouts. I'm telling you, let's go for that EMT. AI can help people keep physical jobs for longer. NASA gets mysterious signal from deep space, 140 million miles away. Explains what it means. One of the good ideas I'm going to steal, and I'm going to steal a lot of ideas from comedians, is from Jimmy Carr, who wants to have a comedy school or a comedy class. I'm not sure what he's looking for. At least a comedy class, which I think is brilliant. And I'll incorporate that into Tabitha if people are interested. If they're not, fuck them. But imagine if just in regular school, K to 12, for 1 hour a day, there's a quote-unquote comedy class, which could be not necessarily learning stand-up comedy. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe the class decides how they want to run it, whatever. Me personally, I wouldn't be forcing anyone to do stand-up, but if you're just an hour a day. Rather, you're learning a bit of comedy history, or maybe you're watching some comedy history. Maybe you're watching something, old movie, old TV show, a new one, something on Netflix, Amazon. It doesn't really matter, just something that the majority of the class would find funny. And it gives them a break in the day. Or if the classes are so fucking important, it could just be done at lunch hour, wherever. So thanks, Jimmy. I'm stealing that idea. But you're welcome to come set it up. You can pay for it if you want. You're probably rich as fuck. 10 things introverts find exhausting according to psychology. Well, the labels a person has, even without trying. A metal block and beam can finally unveil the universe's hidden particles. One thing that psychology fails to talk about, or doesn't want to talk about, is religion, or beliefs in anything that they don't believe in. And I'm sure there's psychologists out there that incorporate religion into their, whatever you call it. But again, I think it's way too unique. What I'd like to see in Tabitha would be let's say I'm coming in for whatever reason. It shouldn't matter what religion. There should be someone who can accurately represent the best version of that religion. And that person, or AI, or whatever, could interact with whomever. And the reason I say anonymously, again, It's because I think a lot of people have an option of going to talk to a priest or a rabbi or whatever, but they don't because they know the person. And most people don't do the creepily Catholic confession thing because, again, the priest knows who's talking. Unless you just randomly went into someone. But again, that's not what they're pushing. And then I think it'd be good if someone was confused about two religions, that those same two representatives talk to the person from their perspective. Just a nice, calm conversation. Not a debate, not trying to convince the person one religion is better than the other or their method is better. Just simply have a discussion. And then let the individual decide. Anonymously, if they want to follow either, or none, or another one. That sounds easy to me. Ten lessons 99% of people learn a bit too late in life. This actually might be interesting. Life is a journey filled with ups and downs, joys and sorrows, and countless opportunities. For growth and self-discovery. Along the way, we all learn valuable lessons that shape our perspectives and guide our actions. However, many of these crucial life lessons are often discovered too late, after we've already faced the consequence of not knowing them sooner. According to psychological research and insights, we'll explore 10 essential lessons that 99% of people learn too late. 99. That's quite a stat. I'd love to know how they came up with that. Self-acceptance is essential to happiness. You have to know yourself first to accept yourself. Failure is a stepping stone to success. I hate when they're right. Comparison is the thief of joy. Double applause break and my bench opened up. So we're taking a walk, Grace. Comparison is the thief of joy. Agreed. It's a good list. Boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. We already figured that out the other day. Agreed. Added to Tabitha. Grace. Vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Yep, add it to the list. Gratitude is a powerful tool for happiness. It's a little AA-ish, but whatever. Forgiveness liberates the soul. Starting to get a little obvious now. Time is our Time is our most valuable resource. Disagree. Happiness is a choice, not a destination. Disagree. Life is a journey of continuous learning and growth. Yeah, it's kind of a stating the obvious one. I did ask ChatGPT about alternative treatment methods, and it spit out a ton of them, which I'll read in a little bit. Oh no, we got a skateboarder in the back. Well, this is funny, Grace. So my question was, given audio, I was using the little chat feature, and I asked, please list out a dozen alternative treatments instead of AA. And I said, or whatever, and it heard TWASTA. It replied, instead of listing a dozen alternatives, how about I provide you with a variety of options for alcohol addiction treatment? Would that work for you? I said, no. ChatGPT, got it. Let's explore some alternatives to Alcoholics Anonymous and the Washington Society for Total Abstinence. I don't even know if that exists. May or not. May. Need that cough button. I don't know if that exists. Who knows? Anyways, some alternatives from ChatGPT, all of which would be an option. Smart recovery, smart management and recovery training focuses on self-employment, empowerment, and cognitive behavioral techniques. Modern management, designed for individuals who want to moderate their alcohol consumption rather than abstain completely. Refuge recovery incorporates Buddhist principles and mindfulness practices into addiction recovery. This all sounds pretty reasonable to me. Wonder why the government only supports one of these financially. Just saying, Grace. Women for sobriety, a support group specifically. Number 4, Women for Sobriety, WFS, a support group specifically for women dealing with substance abuse. Number 5, Life Ring Secular Recovery, offers a secular peer-led support network for individuals seeking sobriety. It's all out there, just a matter of finding and combining. Secular Organizations for Sobriety, SOS, provides a secular alternative to traditional 12-step programs. Rational Recovery, focused on self-recovery through cognitive behavioral methods, emphasizing personal responsibility. Sorry, cute kid walking by. Rational recovery, focused on self-recovery through cognitive... we did that. Celebrate Recovery, a Christian-based recovery program that addresses various types of addiction, including alcoholism. The Sinclair method involves the use of medication, naltrexone, alongside drinking to reduce alcohol cravings over time. 10. Acupuncture. Some individuals find acupuncture helpful in managing alcohol cravings and withdrawal symptoms. 11. Hypnotherapy. Utilizes hypnosis techniques to address underlying issues contribute to alcohol addiction. Nutritional therapy focuses on improving overall health through diet and supplements to support recovery from alcohol addiction. Now, wouldn't a few of those combined make a lot of sense? It's just me, Grace, I don't know. What ChatGTP originally wanted to say was, got it, rather than listing alternatives, how about I discover the... It's a good thing you have an open mind, Grace. I'm not sure I'd listen to this crap. Great, here are several options for alcohol addiction treatment. Counseling and therapy. 1-on-1 counseling or therapy sessions with a licensed professional can help address underlying issues. Inpatient rehabilitation, outpatient rehabilitation. Talked about those two already. Medication assisted treatment. I didn't talk about that one, but I'm pretty sure Tabitha will have access to a doctor. Or 2 or 3. Support groups. Dual diagnosis treatment. This is an interesting one and good. For individuals with co-occurring mental health disorders, integrated treatment addressing both addiction and mental health issues is essential. Well, I think it's safe to say, I know I was ragging on the old 99% person a minute ago, but I think it's safe to say most people with an addiction are doing it because of some quote-unquote mental health issue. Or they're just physically addicted for whatever reason. Pain relief. Either way, all of this stuff goes hand in hand. It's all about just lowest common denominator. Find out what's causing the problem. Whether it happens every day, or it happened a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. Or even if you just constantly make it happen. Number 8, 12-step alternatives. Number 9, holistic therapies. Practices such as yoga, meditation, art therapy, and mindfulness can complement traditional treatment approaches by promoting relaxation and self-awareness. That's why I say let people paint their room if they're going to be there a while, if they want to do that. Or stick shit on the walls, or make it their own. And at one point, at some point. Now these trains are just getting fucking annoying. I should walk and talk, but anyways, what I was gonna say, at some point someone's gonna trash a room, but I don't think that's a big deal. I wouldn't be encouraging it, but it's gonna happen. It's instead of freaking out when it does, just better off to deal with that situation in advance. Life skills training. Learning practice skills such as stress management, time management, problem solving can help individuals maintain sobriety and navigate life's challenges. Exercise and nutrition. Absolutely. And aftercare planning. So anyways, that's from ChatGPT. And there's probably 30 more ways, 40 more ways, 50 more ways, unlimited number of ways. Well, it's not a Lego house, prefab. My own idea is we need a machine that can take stones and cut them into Lego blocks. Exactly, just exactly like all the different Lego blocks that are out there right now. And then build a house with it. Make the blocks whatever's optimal for installation. And go nuts. Well, and while I was thinking it would be good, never mind. Found a new spot. T-ball's gonna start up. there since this morning. That's the life, Grace. It's at the park, playing with your balls. Had to do it. It's a reference for any Kill Tony fans. But imagine how much different Aaron Belial's life would have been if he had a class that he could go to and make people laugh. Because clearly it was always in him. And I'll try and remember to put a link to his YouTube, Grace. I'll put a link to the post where he's thanking Tony for changing his life, which is exactly what Tony did. Anyways, as I was saying, actually no, not as I was saying, because I forgot what I was saying. Oh, Aaron Belial.
Jamie? Cameron! Jamie, you hang with your brother. He's gotta go fill up this water bottle. That's enough. Get back down here.
I've got zero problem recording someone's audio in a public park. If you open your mouth, expect it to be recorded. As you heard those two dads. Oh yeah, Aaron Belial. So I'll put the clip on where he's thanking Tony. And not to say that Aaron wouldn't do great if he continued as I think he's a software engineer, programmer. Job I know well. But it's a job that isn't needed. And, or, if for some reason he wanted to still do that, with AI assisted, it's going to be dead easy for anybody to become a programmer. I could become a programmer again if I wanted to, which I don't. But my point is, I think Aaron is much more valuable as a comedian than as a software engineer, in my opinion. And if he ever wants to drop by Tabitha, always welcome. This is any comedian, but no special treatment. Fuck that. Weight loss drug Wegovy, now available in Canada. New guidelines for depression care emphasize patient-centered approach in Canada. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Conduct through assessment. Obtain collateral information. Formulate a diagnosis. Support education self-management. Establish a therapeutic alliance. Construct a comprehensive safety and management plan. Deliver evidence-based treatments. Use measurement-based care to monitor outcomes. It's actually not too bad. You might steal that. Add that to the one approach, and another approach, and another approach. There's a dog. Say hi to a dog. That's what that was, Grace. Inflammatory disease and skin aging research. If I scream like a baby, Grace, it's because there's ants. Study links childhood inactivity with heart enlargement, finds light activity could reverse effects. This is a good one. Although I envision the rooms to be basically like a renovated hotel room, because that's probably what you'd have to start out with. It'd be high tech as fuck in the sense that just like I talked about in the movie idea. It would come with anything you could think of. Basically, just whatever Alexa could do, or Google, whatever, and 1,000 times more. Any song, anywhere, anytime, any movie, any book, electronic, or paper if we could. Basically, nothing costs a thing. You just walk in, everything's provided. Health system news. My anxiety, depression, and OCD do not define me. It's fostered more than 150 cats. How do you have depression if you fostered 150 cats? That would take me out of depression in a second. In fact, maybe I'll just have a cat room. You go in and you're just smothered with cats. Why not? She also lives with anxiety, depression, and obsessive compulsive disorder. So I have one question. Does she want to change any of that or not? Seems like she does. According to the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, Tabitha better. First surfaced in childhood. So she's known all of her life. Again, just, there's another system. Or another possibility. Bacterial membrane satellites prove important testing ground for new antibiotics. Elevated troponins and diagnosis of non-ST elevation myocardial infarction in the emergency department. I saw that emergency department. That would be another place. Whereas they could just say, look, you can go here, you can go there. I guess they probably couldn't recommend alternative treatments, but unlocking sleep's role in emotional health. Couldn't agree more. So I think that if someone's going to come and stay for 3 months, the first 3 days, well, especially the first 3 days, sleep as much as you want. But for some people that could be a week, others a day. So it's going to change for everyone. Why are vegetables good for you? Can vitamin D improve cancer? 40% of mental illness linked to childhood maltreatment. How many people want to go to the doctor and talk about that? What's that percentage? Psychedelics activate serotonin to produce antidepressant effect. Study seeks to explain why Sephardi Jews more likely to get early onset Alzheimer's. Autism and PTSD are vulnerably linked. I just counted to say that individuals on the autism spectrum are particularly have particularly sensitive senses. Sensitive senses. That's what I was trying to say. Oh well. Almost done, Grace. Could cannabis treat cancer someday? Here's what the science says so far. Why not give it a try, just in case? If you get hooked, come visit us over at Tabitha. Longevity science is progressing slowly amid the anti-aging craze. Serotonin boosts fertility. That's right. Because they're enjoying it. Duh. A master neuron controls movement in worms with implications for human disease. A master neuron controls movement in worms with implications for human disease. Researchers observe orangutan using medical herbs in first. Medicine shortages in England beyond critical, terms is warned. A 65-million-year-old cow relative looked like a chinchilla and weighed only a pound. RFK Jr. says doctors found a dead worm in his brain. 2 worm stories. Interesting. Well, Grace. BC prisons fight drone drops of contrabands with new tech. Drone wars. Here's an idea. Alright, Grace's second recording for the day. I'm going to cut it short. Wait. Shit, here we go. Let's find out if I'm a narcissist. You need to show just 5 of the 9 traits to be diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. 5 of 9. Are you ready? Grace. The personality traits you must have to be diagnosed narcissist have been revealed. Well, I guess we just figured it out. Probably not a title you'd want, to be honest. Maximum sarcasm. Thanks to Casper site. It's a tricky topic, but one that has been in the spotlight a lot recently, with people being more aware of narcissism among people or narcissistic behaviors displayed by loved ones that they try to highlight. Narcissists themselves have tried to explain traits from their perspective, while experts have had their say too. I guess narcissists kind of have a point of view. If you have 5 of these traits, you're probably a narcissist. Narcissist personality disorder, NPD, can be defined as a need for admiration, pattern of grandiosity, and lack of empathy, according to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5. That should be the last DSM ever. There's a book that needs to be burned. It's that one. I'm going to read over the applause, Grace, because we've only got minutes left. It's a condition that's been given more attention as it's been recognized as complicated and urgent. It's been recognized as a complicated and urgent medical condition that links to conflicts in close relationships, family, or in work-related contexts, to name a few. In other words, other people don't like it in you. According to McLean Hospital, this is what you should be wary of. A grandiose sense of self-importance. This can be seen through examples where people exaggerate achievements and talents, having the need to be recognized as a superior despite not proving it. They feel like they should be treated better than everyone else, essentially. I don't think that one applies, Grace. Grandiose creativity ideas, sure. Fantasies of success, power, and beauty. Well, I do always describe myself as an incredibly handsome middle-aged man. But I'm pretty sure that's a joke. I have no power or success, so it doesn't worry. It doesn't count. We'll read it just in case. They may also even imagine their brilliance being praised by others or having an ideal love, which is likely to be a toxic and twisted take on what love actually is. If you feel like you should be treated better than everyone else, you might be a narcissist. I believe in anonymity, so fuck that. Believing that they are special. If someone displays this trait, they express that they should be we're going into overtime. If someone displays this trait, they express that they should only be associated with special or high status people/groups, so they're the only ones that can understand them because of how unique they are. Requiring excessive admiration, needing attention, validation, and love constantly from people is an unreasonable ask, and is almost impossible, though this may be linked with their warped idea of what love is. Sense of entitlement. Unreasonable expectations of being treated differently or expecting others to comply and agree with your every need and requirement can signal entitlement, as well as expecting things to always go your way no matter what. A psychiatrist called me entitled. I'd like to talk to him again. Taking advantage of others for personal gain. Narcissists do this knowingly or unknowingly, but every relationship in their life is made to benefit themselves, either to help them achieve a goal or to get what they want from the relationship, failing to consider the other person at all. Can result in difficulties to make long-term friendships and relationships. Feeling like people should agree with you and follow what you say without question is a sign. I think people should have 12 options for everything. You make 12 suggestions. Lacking empathy. This is a common one among narcissists. Failing to have the ability to recognize or identify the feelings of those around them is a surefire sign of MPD. I got a bit of empathy. Failing to see the feelings of others at all will result in them disregarding them completely. Envious of others. They may long to have the things that a certain person who is richer or more successful than them has. They might also believe other people are envious of them for no real reason at all other than to feed their own ego and way of thinking. Arrogance. The final sign to look for displaying feelings of arrogance, haughty behaviors, or vain attitudes are another sign of MPD. If grouped in with 4 of the previous personality traits, you're fucked. Anyways, talk to you tomorrow, Grace.